Level Life. Thank you for joining us. I'm very excited today about what we have to offer. My man Nick Ayala, and we got, is it Dean? I don't want to pronounce it wrong.
Pavlik.
I was going to say Pavlik. You don't want to pronounce Dean's name wrong.
No.
Dean's a pretty big guy. It's not that I want to pronounce anybody's name wrong, but I'm just saying we got Nick Ayala and Dean Pavlik. And had Dean in here for a meeting with a group of people before. They're starting to really grow something massive in their area. I was just down with Nick and Boca not too long ago. And I think that, in listening to the training, as the first time I think I got to see Nick train in person, and some of the stuff he's going to go over about what we're doing and why he believes this is the real deal, and helping agents make more money and having a better May and making another 80 grand on top of what you're doing a year. But it really hit me because Andrew Taylor asked me a really good question. He said, we're doing a contest. They're doing what they call like a survivor kind of deal, Mike. And I remember years ago, Mike, we did like teams of 3, and we kind of put everybody in. And
Yeah.
I'd probably been licensed for like 9 months. And, we're doing this deal, right? We're out there selling life insurance every day, and we're helping families, which is great. And we're trying to make it a little bit more fun. And then we're also trying to encourage the winners to we're trying to encourage everybody to compete, I should say, to win some money. And ours was, whether it's money, whether it's leads. And it's kind of funny. People always go like, aren't you excited? Like, I got a buddy of mine that works in one of the insurance carriers. He comes and he wants to compete at everything that doesn't generate income. And I'm always like, yeah, I'm not like, I'm not trying to be an all-American cornhole player. I just not. I'm not mad at you. I'm just like, I just want to compete at things that can put my kids in a better position, and I hope everybody wants to compete at whatever they want to compete at. I just only have so many things that I can kind of be focused on. And I said, Andrew, to answer your question about your contest, having the first time we did something like that, it changed my insurance career forever. And what it did was, because I was competing, and I do want to compete in things that generate income. I was reading this thing from a guy one time. He got drafted and he's playing the NFL. And they said, man, wasn't it hard for you to give up all these things you like to do? Like, he liked to ride quads and play basketball. And I remember reading it, and he looked at the person, the way the guy was explaining in the interview, and he kind of laughed and he said, this is now what I do to feed my family. I already wasn't going to be doing those things to begin with, because now this is me feeding my family. I don't need anybody to tell me not to ride a motorcycle off a ramp into a tree and hurt myself and not be able to make money. I'm good now. Those were things where I had multiple things I was focused on when I wasn't making any money. Now I'm an adult, I'm making money, I'm in here. And I said, Andrew, what that contest did for me was I pushed the envelope of my time. Matter of fact, I can vividly remember that back then, 6 o'clock seemed really early for me. Like, I was like, if I can get up at 6 o'clock, man, that'd be unbelievable. And if I can get out the house by 7:38, man, that'd be great. And if I get my first appointment by whatever time. And I remember thinking, we're running this contest. I didn't want to get beat. So I said, I'm going to give up. Can I get to 5? And then I would do the things I'd be able to get out the house about 6:30, and I was at my first appointment before 8 o'clock. So I could make dials, and I could do all that while I was actually on the road. And what was funny is I started running appointments later. I started making more dials. I started buying more leads, and it literally became a habit. So after that contest ran 3-4 months, I literally didn't want to go back to what I was doing before, because the reality really was, it wasn't like I was working 100 more hours a week. I was just tweaking. I was already working pretty hard, I think. I tweaked my schedule to start earlier and later, get more leads, and I became a lot more focused on what I was doing with the clients, because I knew that I was always wanting to keep the appropriate posture as it pertains to the client. So if we can get more people, we have a lot of people with dreams, and dreams are great, but a dream without a goal is like just a dream. You know what I mean? Like, it's what are your goals? And what I mean short-term goals. Okay, I want to put my family in a better position, and I don't want my kids to worry about money. Okay, what are your goals in the next 24 hours? I'm not a big 5-year plan person, never have been. I just think that that's kind of like, hey, let's talk about something you never have to think about or have to do. What's your 5-year plan? You get to come up with all these grandiose ideas. In 5 years, I'm going to do this. And when people say, what's a company going to be doing? We launch the company, and people would go, what's a 5-year plan? The 5-day plan is to be in business. The 5-hour plan is to be in business. We got to go to work, man. I don't know. Whatever it takes us, it takes us. Now, as we started going year 1, 2, 3, 4, we could think more about numbers but what our goals were to get there. So we say we want to increase from 7 million to 8 million in paid life in a month, right, Mike? That's a goal of ours right now. Like we want to do that. We're going to finish April with how much life paid business, you think, Mike?
It'll be right around 7.
Okay, but now you go, that's good. We maintained what we did last month.
Right.
We might be up 100 grand, 200 grand. We didn't grow it. Now last month was massive, so you could convince yourself we grew, because what typically happens, Mike, is when you have a massive month, a lot of folks go, whew, thank God, big month. I'm gonna take some time off. I mean, at weekends, I'm ready. I've been in business for 18 months now. It's about retirement time. You know, I'm getting there. I'm 31 years of age. Woo, it's about time to wrap it up. And then they don't work for a while and get into a spot and then get back to work, and then they have this vicious cycle, right? We want to be off that roller coaster. So for us, you could say, well, man, that's pretty amazing because you didn't take a dip. You know, you grew it a little bit. Well, we believe we could have been at 8 million this month. We believe we can do 8 million in May in paid life business for the month. We do. Now, goals. Well, we certainly need to make sure we have more people getting leads, right? That's one of the things we saw. Mike, I said to you at the beginning of the month, lead purchases were up, coming into the 7 million month. They then went down. Coming into this month, we still maintained, but they went down. That's why we didn't grow. I always love it. This is a difficult business. Yeah, it is. If you have leads, you call them. You run 30 appointments a week, and you have the right attitude and the right activity, you'll go ahead and issue 350, 400 grand a year, and you'll be successful. And then if you're successful, you'll be able to speak to people about how you're successful. They'll watch you being successful, and then they will duplicate what you're doing. Immediately, they won't do exactly that, but even if they kind of get involved and do 20, 25 appointments a week because you're doing 30, they're going to do better than the average agent, and they're going to make money, and then a bunch of people making money becomes a magical deal, and they're not going to let their self-image be dictated by other people. It's going to be how they feel about themselves, and they're going to fight that biggest battle that we have on a daily basis, right? It's with ourselves. You know, the most important conversation you have is with yourself. Good or bad, it's the most important conversation you're having on a daily basis, on a minute basis, on an hourly basis. We just say focus on what we can control, and I think that's a big part of it too. But I think at the end of the day, and I'm going to turn this over to Nick and Dean, is listening to what, you know, when you look at, Nick asked me, I like questions like this. He said, what's the fastest somebody's gone to $1 million a month? He didn't say, I am the greatest thing ever. Tom's not good. He said, I'm just curious, what's the fastest anybody's gone to $1 million a month? They've started, and boom, gotten $1 million a month. So I kind of run some numbers and go, this person did it in this period of time. And he's like, well, I'm really just competing with myself, but I want to get to $1 million a month. I know that I can do that. I know that FFL Priority Life can do that. I know I can get there. And I'm like, there's no reason you can't. Why would you not be able to? And then you see the meeting and the staff and the people you got in place, and I think what I really leave with is there's a lot of people looking to do a lot of adult stuff. You know, kind of one of the things we talked about early on in the business, Mike, was Year of the Adult. We talked about that in 2008, 9, 10, all the time. Well, how do you run 30 appointments a week? I'm an adult. I'm not trying to be kind. I'm just being, but I'm an adult. The answer to you is I'm an adult. I don't have a better answer. I have these kids to take care of. They're my responsibility. They're too young to take care of themselves. I want to make decisions in life for them that are not predicated upon can I afford it. I want to know if I want to. I want to do it. Not can I afford it. Anytime I hear people say to their kids, I heard it like 1.9 billion times when I was a kid, and I hate it. Is that's money doesn't grow on trees, and that stuff costs money. I'm like, it's a pair of cleats. Like, I don't have any cleats. I need cleats to play. They're the cheapest cleats there are, and they're like $7. I'm not even going to ask for the nice ones. The $7 ones means everybody makes fun of you, and you have to fight them before the game starts because they all make fun of you because they look weird. I'm not even asking for the nice ones. Like, I just want some cleats. And I never wanted to say that. And then as I wanted nicer, I never wanted to say that. So for us, when you listen to Nick talk, you look at how focused he is at what he's doing. If we could just spend the next 30, 60, 90 days of everybody getting enough leads to run 30 appointments a week. It's full time. It's not 40 hours a week because you're not going to, the in-home appointments are not an hour. Driving to and from, we don't count that in any job we have. We don't count if we commute to a full-time job now. Getting in front of folks is simple. Having the right attitude is simple. If you have the right activity, you'll have the right attitude because you'll always feel good about what you're doing and you'll always be ahead of the game. You'll take a percentage they're going to be difficult to sell to and made a decision not to buy. The majority of them are going to buy. Give them the best product, the best option for them, best price for them, whatever it is they need at that moment in time. But protect them and help them be in a better spot, Nick Ayala, Dean Pavlik, it's all yours. Thank you, everybody, Fan First Life, for tuning in. Appreciate it, guys.
Hey, thanks, Shawn. I appreciate it. And thanks so much for having me on the call today for the Next Level Live. It's always awesome to be asked to be on these kind of calls and help people in any way I can. So I appreciate it. The growth we're seeing here at Family First Life is just absolutely incredible. And I'm excited, I'm proud, and I'm happy to be a small part of it. So thank you very much. I hope this next 30 minutes that we spend together, everybody, that you're going to get a little bit out of it. We're going to go over a few different types of things. The first thing that we're going to kind of talk about is why what we do is so special and why we need to take it very seriously. Then we're going to transition into a little bit about mindset. We're going to talk a little bit about things that we all can do better, not only to get better in life, but to get better in insurance, sales, leading, building teams, and all the above. And then I'm going to talk to you about how you can make $80,000 a year. A game plan for you to put an extra $80,000 a year into your pocket. All right. So I appreciate you guys spending the time here with me, and I hope that it's valuable and you get to take a lot from it. Okay. So the first thing I want to point out is Family First Life. Everybody that's here that has been involved in this company, whether it's from the very beginning or they're just kind of getting into it, I think has a really deep understanding how real Family First Life is. Family First Life is the real deal. If you've been around the insurance industry for a long time, there's plenty of other companies out there, but nobody does it the way we do. Nobody helps the way we do. The platforms we have, the training we have. I want everybody to understand that the position they're in at Family First Life is absolutely incredible. The success that you want to see is literally a phone call away to people. You have the ability to reach out to anybody in the company. You have the ability to learn from the best in the business. And everybody is very willing to help you. The training platforms are incredible. So the only one that's stopping you is you. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. For anybody that's new on this call, I hope you can understand and see through what we do today how real Family First Life is, how incredible it is, and how incredible the opportunity in this industry really is for you. One of the best things about what we have here is it creates an environment that is a win for everybody. I say it's a win-win-win, and I talk to our agents about this all the time. When we go and sit in front of a family and help them with insurance, we not only change generations, but we help them win, right? So we're getting them coverage, we're putting something in place that's going to affect their families' lives. They win from what we do. Next, we get paid extremely handsomely for what we do. We get paid a lot of money to go and sell some insurance to somebody that's asking for our help. We win. Our family wins, which is absolutely incredible. And I think one of the best things is the third win, for me personally especially. When you help another agent, or when you show somebody this opportunity that we have here, and they're able to take their financial situation and improve it, whether it's coming from a 9-to-5 job, a salary job, or even from a business owner point of view, we're able to take their situation and improve it. We're able to improve their family's life, improve their family's situation. All the way around the board, we're winning. And it's absolutely incredible. And it's powerful. Because on our own, we can do so much. But together, we can accomplish incredible things. And that's what's going on right now. And the further along we keep going, the deeper the deeper we root these roots. This company's growing quick, very quick, and we're helping a lot of different people. So I hope everyone's on board. I hope everybody understands the opportunity, and I hope everyone really takes it very seriously because it is incredible. And opportunities like this don't come around all the time. I want you all to understand, before we kind of get into some selling stuff, I want you to make sure that we all understand that what we do as agents is extremely serious. It's very easy to get caught up in the money side of things when we're out selling. We're buying leads, we're running appointments, we're getting on the phone. It's very easy to sit here and say, I just sat in Mrs. Jones's house and I just made $1,500, which is awesome. But it's very easy to get caught up in that money. Top producers understand that we're not only making a lot of money, but we're affecting people's lives. We're affecting generations, okay? In 2018, MarketWatch came out with a study, and they said that 40% of Americans do not have any type of life insurance. 40% of Americans don't have life insurance at all. I would actually argue it's much higher than that, because I know that you all have sat in houses and we've been with somebody and they pull out a policy that's either already lapsed or lapsed a long time ago, or they have some type of term policy that is no longer in effect, or they have some work policy that they think they have that is actual insurance. So they say 40%, but I'm sure it's higher. This affects generations, okay? Families are left trapped in debt. If we don't help them, they're left trapped in debt that they can never get out of. They're leaving debt to their children, to their grandchildren, to their children, to their grandchildren. It's an ongoing cycle. And we see this in the middle to lower income families in America, which is our market. So we have the ability to not only affect the certain person we're sitting in front of, but generations of these people's families. And I hope you guys understand that. I hope you guys take it very seriously. You know, we're affecting these kids, these children, these grandchildren, we're affecting their education. If there's no money for them, they're going to get put into bad education. And that, once again, is just a cycle that keeps going on and on. And we have the ability to help people get out of that situation. In addition, obviously when people aren't financially secure and the cycle keeps going, that means when they get older, later in age, once again, they're just financially dependent on somebody else. Once again, we have the ability to help affect that. So I hope you guys understand that. I hope you take your job so seriously, because when you understand that and you walk into a house, you don't have commission breath. You're not trying just to get a sale. You're legitimately trying to go help a family change their situation and leave them in a better position than where you found them. If you can do that over and over, every time you go into an appointment, leave whatever's going on in your life in the car. Get to the house and genuinely go and try to help that family. You will have massive success in this business. You can't fail in this business if you do that. So I want you guys just to understand the importance of what we do. I know a lot of you do, but we get caught up in the money too often. So understand what we have, understand what we do, and it's not only going to help affect your business in a positive way, you're going to be able to affect other people's lives in a positive way. Okay? Another thing that I really want to go over is that this business is not for the greedy. Too many people get into this business for money, and I did it as well. Because when you first get into it, the amount of money is extremely attractive and incredible. As you get into this business, and I'm sure a lot of you on this call that have been in it long enough understand that it quickly becomes not about the money anymore. It quickly becomes about how many people can I affect? How many people can I help? Whether it's from a selling standpoint and sitting with families, or whether it's from a standpoint of helping somebody else change their financial position. That's the most incredible part about this business. If you're in it only for the money forever, you won't be in it forever. It's going to chew you up and spit you out. But if you're truly in it to help people, you're going to be in this business for a long time. You're going to have crazy success. And it's the most rewarding feeling in the world. You know, there's no better feeling than when a client texts you, or another agent that you showed the opportunity to text you and say, thank you, you've changed my life. There's no better feeling than that. And if you haven't received those texts, I encourage you, I challenge you to work towards getting to the point where you get those calls or those texts, because they truly are life-changing. I know they changed my life, and I hope that you all get a chance to experience that, because it truly is incredible. The last thing I want to talk about in this segment is understanding that this is not a hobby. What we do is not a hobby. A lot of people are in this part-time, and that's okay. And obviously when people come into this part-time, they change quickly to understand how well they can do in this business, and then they end up going full-time. But what we do is not a hobby. So don't treat it as a hobby. You know, you see these people on leaderboards making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. Not only are they doing incredible justice for them and their family, they're also helping a lot of people. They're helping a lot of families. They deserve to make the money that they're making. But they're also understanding that they're running it like a business. They're not treating it like a hobby. And I want all of you to understand that if you treat this like a hobby, you're only going to make hobby money. If you treat it like a business, you're going to make big boy, big girl money. You're going to make real money. And that's why you got into it. The opportunity is there. It's yours for the taking. The system is in place. It's yours for the taking. All you have to do is tap into it. So I hope you guys all understand that. Let's transition and let's talk about the month of May. We're calling it Big Pay May in my group, with my team. We have some challenges going on to help people understand that May is a month, historically, is either the number 1 or 2 month in the insurance industry for most sales. We have 5 weeks in the month of May for production. There has been many people, and I'm sure many people on this call right now, that have changed their financial situation in the month of May. So my challenge to you is whether you're in a great financial position or if you're in a struggling financial position, why don't you take wherever you're at and let's accelerate it this month? Because there's a lot of things that you can do to help accelerate yourself in the month of May. Get out of any financial situation that you may be in. Or if you're in a great one, to accelerate that in this month. And I challenge you to do that. Because this month is the month that can happen for a lot of people. And I hope this month it happens for you. I had a call with my group, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. And we talked so much about the month of May. And what it can really do for our families. Everybody's on board. Everybody's ready to go. And if you look at other groups right now on Facebook, they're all talking about it as well. And it's for a reason. And I hope you guys understand that. And I hope this month is the month that changes everything for you, because it's done it for a lot of people, and there's no reason why I can't do it for you as well. I want to transition now into a little bit of what separates kind of some of the average people, not only in what we do in the field, but also in life. Because nobody here on this call wants to be average. Nobody here wants to be in the 99%. We all want to be in that 1%. If you didn't, you wouldn't be on this call. You also wouldn't be with this company. And there's a few things that separate that. And you've heard people talk about it a lot, but I'm going to go over some things as well. The first thing I want to talk about is not only taking massive action. We hear a lot of people talk on calls about taking massive action, whether it comes to going all in on lead purchases, going all in on dialing, going all in on running, making sure you're scheduling 30, 35 appointments a week, making sure you're working 60, 70, 80 hours. That's all well and good. But I think another portion that people miss is they have to also talk massive actions. Not only take massive action, but talking. Because when you speak words of power, you speak words that are going to help you get you in a different position, that's extremely powerful. Because now you can understand how to not only walk the walk, but you need to learn how to talk the talk. Okay? So when you hear people like Shawn Meaike, or you hear people that are extremely successful in this industry or others, listen to how they talk. Listen to how they portray themselves. It's important because you're going to see a lot of similarities with those kind of individuals. And there's a reason that they are at the top of what they do. And we all need to get to that point. We all want to get to that point. So not only take massive action in your actions, but also talk massive action. That leads me right into self-talk. You know, a lot of people understand self-talk. They hear themselves. We have a lot of thoughts throughout our day. There's been studies that have been going on about how many thoughts we have in a day. But a lot of people don't pay attention to their self-talk. And it's one of the biggest factors that can change your life. Not only in business, but just in life in general. You have to really pay attention to the way you're speaking to yourself. Because what's the words that you're saying to yourself are going to create your world. All right? So when you have thoughts, we all have bad thoughts in our day. No matter who you are, no matter what level you are at, everybody has bad thoughts. And what separates people that are extremely successful from people that are not are how they talk to themselves and what they do with those thoughts that come into their brain. I know for me, I've worked really hard on training my mental game, so to speak. And when I have bad thoughts, because we all have them throughout the day, they come right in my mind, I don't pay attention to them, and I immediately replace them with a positive thought. That's something that has taken a lot of training. What most people do is they have that bad thought, and they go deeper with it, and they think deeper with it, and they make it worse, and then they make it real, and then their world is portrayed by that thought. Instead of not paying attention to it, understanding it's there, and replacing it with a positive thought. You have to be extremely aware of the way you're speaking to yourselves. I challenge all of you for the next 30 days. Every time you have a thought that comes into your mind that's negative, acknowledge it. Think about it for 1 second. And then do your best to replace it with a positive thought. Because if you could do that for 30 days, then you can start doing that for the rest of your life. And it's going to help you not only in this business, because this business is extremely mental. Especially those days when you go out and you have no-shows. You book 8 appointments, and 5 of them no-showed you, 2 of them rescheduled with you, and another 1 or 2 just don't have any money. Those are the challenging days. Those are the days where the mental grind comes in. Everyone's dealt with it. The people that you see producing $50,000, $60,000 a month, they're dealing with it the same way you are. They're just able to process it better. So I challenge you to be careful and think about your self-talk and help change it. And if anybody wants to reach out to me about it to help them, please do. I'd love to talk about it with you. I love talking about these things with people. The next thing I want to talk about is just reprogramming your beliefs. I saw a quote the other day, and it said, "The hardest sale you will ever make is to sell yourself the idea that you can be successful." And this goes for a lot of individuals. They don't understand that they have the ability to change their world. They can be successful. And the amazing thing about what you have here at Family First Life is there's a lot of successful people around that want to not only help you get there, help you become successful in any manner you want to be, but also will show you the way. There's already a roadmap planned out for you. I don't know any other industry or any other company that happens. Take advantage of it. Everybody here on this call wants to get better. Everybody in this company wants to get better. We all have the ability to do it. You have the ability to change your situation. Whatever situation you're in, you have the ability to change it and make it better. And you have people around you that want to help you. So make sure you have a plan. Once again, Family First Life has a plan. Family First Life has a roadmap to your success. Wherever you want to be, whether it's, hey, I just want to come out and I want to issue pay $10,000 a month. Awesome. We can show you, your managers can show you how to do that. Or it's, hey, I want to come out the gates, or I'm writing this right now and I want to be here. I want to write 40 grand a month, or I want to build a big team. Whatever it is, Family First Life has the roadmap for you. So have that plan. Have someone in the company help you execute that plan. Rework that plan as needed, because no plan's perfect. Nothing's going to be straight. Rework that plan as needed and execute. And be persistent. Don't stop. Never give up. The biggest difference between people that really are successful and people that aren't is the people that are successful, they never gave up. They didn't stop. They had hard times just like everybody else, but they kept pushing through it. They didn't stop. They saw the big picture. They saw their goal. They saw what they wanted out of life, out of this business. Everybody has that opportunity. And now with the structure put in place, not only do you have the opportunity, once again, there's other people to help you get to that point. Don't blame others. A lot of people play the victim role in life. I have family members that play the victim role in life. We all have friends that play the victim role in life. Successful people do not play the victim role in life. Successful people understand that whatever happens to them, whether it's good or whether it's bad, is based upon themselves. They point the finger to themselves in every instance. Where unsuccessful people will point the finger to somebody else. Oh, I had bad leads. The leads were horrible. My manager didn't help me. The company didn't help me. All these factors. I had family drama going on. I had this happening. That's what people that are unsuccessful do constantly. Where successful people say, yeah, I have that happening, but I'm going to make the best out of it. I have this happening, I'm going to make the best out of it. Yeah, these leads weren't as good as my leads last week, but I'm going to go door knock. I'm going to go make sure I resolve every lead. That's the separation. It's a mind shift. It's not a big difference, but it's just a little mind shift for people. And if people can understand that, they will be extremely successful in everything they do in life. The 1% always finds a solution. The 99% is always part of the problem and playing victim. Choose to be in the 1%. Take a problem and look at the problem as an opportunity, not as a problem. Find the solution to the problem. You do that, you'll be so successful in this business and everything else in life. Set goals. You guys, this is one of the biggest things that I talk about with my group and my people is goals. You know, we all have goals. And setting goals has become somewhat cliche in this world. The word goals is somewhat cliche, but it's one of the most important things you will ever do in your life. I've had multiple people that work with me in our group send me their goals all the time. As they revamp their goals or when they're just starting to write their goals, I talk to them about how to write their goals, and they send them to me on a regular basis so that I can critique them and hold them accountable in making sure they're doing it. You see, most people have goals and they may even write them down, but most people write them down like once a year, like January 1st, resolution day. To me, anything that's worth something is worth doing a lot more than once a year. You should be writing your goals down every single day, twice a day. I have notepads next to my bed. I have my phone, I have the notes on my phone. I'm constantly writing down my goals. I'm keeping my goals in the forefront of my mind. That way I'm always thinking about them. I'm always seeing them. If you do that, you will be so successful in life and in this business. It's unbelievable. So make sure you're writing them down. And make sure you're writing them down as if you already own them. Not as if just you want them, but as if you already have them. And if you have questions about that, reach out to me. But make sure you write them down. The 1% is always learning and always improving. The 1% understands that they don't know everything. They just want to keep learning. They want to keep getting better. They want to keep improving. The 99%, they think they know everything. They're already shut down. Guys, always expand yourself. Always make sure you're learning. There's always something to learn in this business and in life. So make sure you're always doing that. The 1% understand the value of team. At Family First Life, we are a team. Everybody helps each other. Even if it doesn't directly affect their pocket, everybody's helping each other. It's honestly the best thing I've ever seen. The people at the top understand the value of team. Where certain individuals, especially in the 9-to-5 world, they might not understand the value of team. They understand the value of I, of me. But when you get to understand the value of team, once again, we can do a lot as an individual, but we can do so much together. We can affect the world together. And that's what we're trying to do. And I know all of you want to do that too. Lastly on this segment is the 1% look at fear as an asset, not a liability. We all have it. We all have fear. Whether you're successful or not successful, everybody has fear. The successful people run through the fear. They push through the fear. Everything you want is right on the other side of the fear you have. Everything you want is on the other side of the fear you have. I know for me, if I'm not scared of doing something, there's something wrong. I enjoy fear. I embrace fear. It means I'm doing something right. It means something to me. But you got to take that fear and push through it. Because that's how you grow. That's how you get better. So guys, if you're fearful to buy leads, talk to your managers about it and go buy them. If you're fearful to get on the phone, talk to your manager about it and get on the phone. The only way to get over that is to do it. If you're fearful to go sit in front of Mrs. Jones, go book some appointments and get in front of Mr. Jones. Because you're going to push through that fear. It's going to help you grow. You're going to get better in every way, shape, and form. And that's what we're all looking for. I hope that helps. If you have any questions about any of that, please let me know. Please reach out to me. The last thing I want to talk to you about is how you can put an extra $80,000 or more in your bank account this year. I'm calling it the power of 8 a.m. Some of you may have seen me do this before. And if not, I hope this is eye-opening to you. I'm sure you've heard a lot of your managers talk about 8 a.m. Get on the phone at 8. When we say get on the phone at 8, we don't mean get at the office at 8, open your bag, trumble through all your leads, go get a cup of coffee, finally sit down and make your first call at 8:15. We mean get on the phone at 8 a.m. So if you have to be at the office at 7:30, or you have to be at the office at 7:45 to make sure that you're on the phone at 8, do it. And I'm going to show you why right now. First of all, when you start dialing at 8 a.m., your mind's clear. The stuff of the world hasn't hit yet, not only for you, but for the client. From 8 to 11:30 is prime time calling. Make sure you're on the phone at 8. 8 a.m. people are home. They haven't left yet. They haven't gone get breakfast yet. They're home. Telemarketers don't call that early. So when you call a client at 8 a.m., they're going, who's calling me? They're not going to answer you rudely because they know you're not a telemarketer. Because telemarketers don't start that early. All right? In addition, anything bad that happens throughout the day hasn't happened yet. It's only 8 o'clock. They can't be too upset yet. So 8 a.m. is a key for you to make sure that you're on the phone. Mondays and Thursdays are your money day. Be on the phone at 8 a.m. If you can book, and we've been doing this in our group, from 8 to 8:30, that's 30 extra minutes that most of you are not on the phone. If you can book 3 extra appointments a day, 2 days a week, Monday and Thursday, that's 6 appointments a week. If you take that 6 appointments a week, it's a simple math. Take that 6 appointments a week. That's 24 extra appointments a month for 4 weeks. That's 288 extra appointments a year. Stay with me. 288 extra appointments a year. Let's say, we need to factor in no-shows. We need to factor in cancellations and reschedules. Let's say we sit with about 75% of those appointments. That equates to 216 actual sit-downs with clients. Let's say now the numbers tell us that you're going to close 50%. Some might be higher. Some agents will close a lot more. Some might be a little lower. But the numbers say you're going to close 50%. So out of that 216, you're going to close 108 extra sales a year. If you close 108 extra sales a year, take that, times it by an average sale of 800. Now in some groups it's a lot more, but let's just say it's 800. That's going to give you $86,400 more in issue paid business a year. Just by getting on the phone earlier. Just by booking 3 extra appointments from 8 to 8:30. I hope this is eye-opening to a lot of people. Because if someone told me, hey, you can make an extra 80 grand a year, all you got to do is get to the office a little bit earlier, I'd be there. And I'm sure a lot of you will too, and I hope that helps. So everyone, I hope that this call today was eye-opening in some way. I hope it helped you in some way. If anybody has any questions for me, please reach out. You can get my number from your manager. I would love to speak with you. I appreciate you. I appreciate being on this call. And I hope you guys keep killing it in the field. Good luck in May. Good luck this year. Let's kill it in 2019. All in. Y'all have an awesome day. Take care.
Hey everybody, my name is Dean Pavlik. I am a sales manager with Family First Life Strength and Finance. We are part of Family First Life Northwest. I've been with Family First Life, I want to say a little bit over a year and 4 months now. I started with the business back in January of 2018. And when I came with this business, I shifted direction from the sales world directly from direct consumer sales with sports supplement nutrition. And I've been doing it for 3 years prior to that. And I had a little bit of insurance experience to, bring to the table when I used to work with some other companies in the auto industry. So I'm very grateful to be a part of the company. I'm very grateful for Shawn Meaike for allowing me to take control of this opportunity that was presented to me and make something out of it. I'm also very thankful and grateful for all the leaders and mentors we have in the company who are constantly preaching to us every single day so that we can be successful in this business that we're doing and be better and help our clients and help our family clients that we work with directly and lead from the front. Shawn Meaike and Mike Sizer have asked me to contribute a little bit of in-home knowledge with you guys and what it takes to be successful. I was very fortunate to have a very great aggressive start when I started with Family First Life last year. I took this business part-time for about 6 weeks. Didn't make a lot of money on the side, didn't get a chance to help a lot of families because I was focused on my other business I was doing, and this was kind of like a come and go thing in the evenings, weekends when I had a little bit of free time to contribute. What really changed for me was the 2018 FFL National Convention Conference down in Dallas, Texas. I went there with pretty much I was broke to the end. And I was very broke to the point where I was stressing money and I didn't know if I could, afford to go or not. The one thing I can always remember and what really stuck with me was my mentor, Luke Bohach, who I'm super grateful for, introducing me to this business. He told me one thing and he said, brother, you can make a choice. If you want to go, you want to go, but you cannot afford not to go. And you're going to miss out on a huge opportunity to build a business, to start something fresh, to be able to take control of and be proud of yourself. So I went, I decided to finish the race strong at that point, and I went to the FFL convention in Dallas. And that was mind-blowing to me. That was a, great life-changing event for me, where it let me see other people like myself who had adversity, who had challenges to overcome to make something better of themselves, and they did it. And I told myself, I'm sitting there in the audience observing. I had no idea who was. I knew one or two people that were there with me, and I told myself, and I looked at all the awards that were given out, and I told myself, I was like, I'm gonna be there next year on that stage. And fast forward a year later, reality happened. And by accident, I paid $189,000 last year, not knowing what I was getting myself into, not knowing the business, not knowing anything about life insurance. And by accident, I ended up paying $189,000 in just 10 months, with FFL. Very grateful for that. So now with the skill set that has evolved over the last 14, 15 months, I'm able to be a lot more consistent at the table. I'm able to be a lot more convincing. I'm able to put a lot more emotion when I speak to my family clients and what it is that we do for them and how we do it. So to take you into that direction, before I start sharing some of my in-home tips with you guys, I'm also in a position now. I am building an agency, by nature and by design and by the structure that is provided to us. I started recruiting, and I started recruiting everybody that I knew was direct warm market. I'm very fortunate because I've built a network of followers through social media, Facebook especially, because through the fitness industry that I was involved in. So that naturally came, on its own. And when you're in the fitness industry, when you're, a so-called meathead or gym bum, whatever you want to call it, a lot of dedication and time gets put into that, and there's a lot of work ethic behind it. So a lot of hungry individuals who are now part of my team are also part in the fitness industry. It's one way or the other, and that brings a lot of credibility when it comes to hard work and ethic and being able to move forward with building something. So now, outside of my own recruiting, Luke is helping me recruit more also within width. I'm doing the depth, he's doing the width, and before you know it, we have over 70 agents. A portion of them are licensed, we're writing business, a portion is still taking the exam. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity. And we went from issue paying 30-some thousand in my group a month back in January to March to 86,000. So the numbers are jumping really quickly, and that's what I love about this business. So shifting direction in home, what I do is very similar to what a lot of other agents are doing. It all starts with leads. We are dead without business. We are dead without leads on hand. If we don't have the leads, we don't have any work to do. I don't care what type of lead it is. If somebody fills out a piece of paper and they say, hey, send me this information, or I need this information, you bet, I'm going to contact them by any means necessary. So I purchase leads from social insurance leads, from Secure Agent Mentor to EverQuote to direct mortgage mail leads, all sorts of leads. I don't discriminate leads of any shape or size. Basically, if a client fills it out, I'm going to attempt to contact you. I've had a lot of agents ask me, at what point in time do we exhaust leads, or what point in time do I exhaust leads? Well, I look at it one of two ways. There's two ways I exhaust my leads, and the first way is I go in, I close it, I make the sale, I help them out. The second way I exhaust my lead completely is if they kick me out of their house or they kick me off their front porch when I door knock them. That's it. There's no reason why anybody should give up on a lead just because they hang up on you. You can't get them on the phone. It's all right. Go out there, make a little, road trip around your local area and stop by 10, 15, 20 houses and door knock them on a good day if you have no appointment set. I've made a lot of money just by doing that, by simply stepping out of my comfort zone, knocking on the houses, showing the lead to their face. Hey, you filled this out. Has anybody helped you? No, they haven't. Great. I'll be back in the area in the next day or two. It's my responsibility to go over this information with you. It takes about 15, 20 minutes. If you have time now, great. If not, not a big deal. We'll set up for another day. You want to be the busy agent. You are the busy agent. You have people to see, so you can't just magically expect to jump in someone's home by door knocking a lead. So it starts with the leads, hands down. Running those dials every week. If you have a specific dial schedule, Monday, Thursdays, or any other day, run those phones down. We have a great agent in our group, Brad Allen, which is leading with a great example. I mean, this man is literally, killing 500 plus dials a week to set 25 to 30 appointments, because that's what it takes. Some of us can be lucky enough where we do 200 to 300 dials, we set 20 to 25. All depends who picks the phone up quicker when you call them. So it starts with that process. And when I set my appointments with my clients, I go in there with a positive mindset. The worst thing you can do is prejudge. When you prejudge the appearance of someone's home, you prejudge somebody on their appearance or anything else, you're like, oh man, I'm not going to close this deal. It is what it is. You already failed yourself. You already set in your mind that you are not going to help this person out, and therefore negative energy is going to carry on with you into the client's home. Negative thought process, negative effects. Next thing you know, you walk out all those appointments, you didn't close a single thing, and therefore you didn't help the family client. You didn't help yourself as a business, and you didn't help yourself as an independent producer. Now you're not a profitable agent to yourself and your business. So positive mindset. Key phrases what you can use to set better appointments is when you call and set, hey, I'll be in your area, Tuesday, 6:30, 6:45 p.m. Takes about 15 minutes. Seem like a good time for you? Like, yes, it does. Great. Just for reference, what color is your house? Just for reference, is your number, or house number on the mailbox on the house itself? Or is there a specific sign if you live in an apartment complex or anything else? Let them tell you that. Ask them what color car you can expect in front of the driveway. It just validates and tells them that you are showing up. You are there to do work, and you are there to do the business with them. So you have less no-shows, eliminating those guys. Because worst thing is worse is when you set, good 6, 7, 8 appointments in a day, you get no-showed on at least 75 to 80% of them. It's happened to me. It's happened to a lot of agents. It's just part of the process. Keep working through it. But we can eliminate that process simply by saying, okay, what color is your house? Things like that. Go in a home. If you see something that stands out to you, if you see a veteran sign, Marine Corps, Army, Navy, Air Force, ask them, who was in the military, who's a veteran, and chances are the husband or the grandfather, whatever, and thank them for the service. It's just a nice gesture. These men put their lives on the line, every single day for our country. Why not just acknowledge them for it? If you see a football team, even if you may not be a football team, you see a specific banner on the wall. Up here we have Redskins and Steelers. It's a huge, huge crowd. If you're not a football team, today you are a football fanatic. Ask them about their team. How did they do this season? Who's their favorite player? How long they've been following, their team and everything else. Create that rapport, create trust, break the ice, be cheerful, be friendly, be happy. When they see that on you, a whole lot of things can go in a positive way for you at the table. First things first, when I sit down after we break the ice, I show up with the lead and I ask them, Bob, Mary, tell me a little bit about yourself. What inspired you to fill this form out when you decided to do so? And they'll tell you. Final expense, pretty easy. Either they don't have coverage, they have some coverage, they need more, or they're looking for a better option where it's going to save them money to have more policy coverage with better benefits included. If it's mortgage protection, it can go one of two ways. It can say, well, we have insurance, but we never heard of mortgage protection, or we read the mortgage protection sheet and we need to put something in force because if something happens to one of us, we want to make sure that the house is not, lost and sacrificed. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted you to tell me, Bob and Mary. Here's how my process is going to go. It's very straightforward. If you're honest with me, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be transparent from the first moment on. I'm going to spend about 2 to 3 minutes asking you about yourself, your wife, what your income is like, how your bills are structured, okay? Then I'm going to spend about 3 to 4 minutes on your medical. Are there any major medical conditions? Cancer, stroke, heart attack, any major medications? Are you on high blood pressure, cholesterol? Do you have oxygen that you use? If you notice that somebody's in a wheelchair, ask them about what happened with the wheelchair accident. It could be a chance that they're temporarily wheelchair bound, and they may not be permanent. If it's permanent, we have other solutions, and that's what's great about this business. And then find out about their mortgage. Ask them about their balance. Do they have a mortgage? How much is it? What's the mortgage amount that they owe? What they pay a month? And what their goal is with the house. Are they looking to pay it off early? If so, how many years? Is it 3 years? Are they paying an extra payment at the end of the year to decrease that mortgage amount by 3 to 4 years? Or are they, double paying every month? Because if they double paying every month, chances are you find an extra budget to be able to work something out a lot better where it's going to make a lot more sense if they die tomorrow. So find out all those details. For those senior clients, 65 and over, do they have Medicare supplement plan? Ask those things. If you're not licensed in health, I strongly encourage everybody to get licensed in health so that you can sit down with them and offer them Medicare solutions. Do they have a will? When was the last time they updated it? Build that structure. If you are a new agent and you fill out this client worksheet, financial inventory sheet, call your upline from the minute you fill it out. Don't think you know it all by taking charge, and next thing you know, you end up ruining the client's chances of getting approved because you went a completely different way and thinking you learned something by reading an article or watching one training video, and now you know it all. Don't be that agent. Call your upline. This is my first mistake I made in the very beginning. I would get fired up, I would get excited, I had confidence in the product, I didn't ask specific questions, I fill out the app, they get declined. My biggest mistake was not calling Luke from the table when I was supposed to, so that he can guide me in the proper and right direction to get these clients a level coverage from day one. It's all about level coverage, and it's all about simplified issue coverage from that table. We need to get better at avoiding and filling out fully underwritten plans. The moment you make the decision, filling out that fully underwritten term or IUL or any other product that requires blood and urine, we don't know what other extensive medications or medical problems they may have had. Just because they tell you doesn't mean they're being 100% transparent with you. So avoid that by all means necessary, unless you're 100% certain and unless you have a budget. I love our IUL products. Do I offer them every single time? Absolutely not. I want to make sure, one, there's budget, and two, they're 100% healthy. We can get them qualified, fast lane, simplified issue, no medical exam. The biggest thing is when you write an IUL, you structure it not correctly by budget, and then you structure it, fill out the application, say, oh, we can get you non-medical. Well, now you have to call the client and say, okay, well, this is crazy, because now you have to have a nurse come out, draw blood on you, you have to pee in a cup and all sorts of things. Avoid that. Let them know, be transparent from day one with them. Let them know that, okay, no matter what, sorry, my light's a little off, no matter what, this can go one of two ways. You're telling me you're healthy. I hope you are, but I don't know that. If we don't make the decision, our carriers do. We'll fill this out. It can go one of two ways. If you get approved non-medically, terrific. You're going to get the best rate, the best product, non-medical. But if there's something in your medical they found, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to call you. I'm going to tell you, hey, we scheduled a nurse to come out to your home. Are you okay with that? But only do that when you're certain that the IUL fits their budget, fits their structure. Don't just write the IUL because it's a mortgage protection or because it's a final expense. Focus on simplified issue. Lead from the front. Americo is a great example for us. We love Americo. Not only it's a great company for us as an agent, but it's a great company for the client. The living benefits alone speak volume. You focus on what these living benefits can do for the client in the event cancer, stroke, heart attack, terminal illness. Oh, not to mention it pays out more if you die of an accidental death. These are key benefits that, can help the client in the long run. Oh, by the way, guess what, Bob and Mary? You're both in that age criteria where you can qualify for 100% cash back. What does that mean? Well, if you outlive your policy 25 years from now, not only can you get your money back, but guess what? You can now pay your house off 5 years early. Would you like me to illustrate to you how we can show you how to pay your house off 10 years early? Write a 20-year term. Simple. Focus on that. Lead from the front with those companies that are going to be there for you. Another thing that you want to do is make sure you find something within their budget. Focus on that. If husband makes $5,000 a month, wife makes $3,000, well, that's an $8,000 a month income. What happens when a husband dies? $5,000 is gone. Well, she makes $3,000. The mortgage is $1,500. She loses 50% of his. She loses 50% of her income on a house payment, but now she loses the husband's income. Can she afford to make another additional payment? Make sure that they both can fit these policies within their budget. That's the biggest thing that I'm running into with a lot of my agents that I'm trying to coach on is we need to get better at making sure this plan fits within the budget. Why is that important? Well, it's important because it avoids chargebacks. The more you structure it and make sure they understand what they're getting is that this is not a bill, this is an immediate investment. It's an exchange of risk, it's an immediate exchange of funds. We got to make sure that they can understand and properly understand what this does for them. So make sure it fits their budget. Work with them, give them options. I always love when I lay out a piece of paper, I flip over the inventory sheet and I say, Bob and Mary, your mortgage is $200 grand. Here's what I will do for you, and I'm going to show you what we can do for your mortgage. I'm going to write down a quote for $100,000, $150,000, $200,000, and then I'm going to write you the highest quote you can qualify for. Don't freak out at the price, just look at it. And then I'm going to explain to you how $100,000 will cover your mortgage regardless. Your mortgage payment is $1,000. Well, we can put that in there and calculate how many months your $100,000 will cover your mortgage. Well, let's say out of that 100 grand, you die tomorrow, you need 20,000 for burial. Well, now we can calculate how many times 1,000 goes into 80,000, right? So that's how you cover mortgage protection. Protect those payments, protect the equity, because in the event that one of the partners dies, the surviving spouse can go ahead and put the house on the market, still cover the mortgage payments, still pay for the funeral expense, and still pull out the equity by selling the mortgage. That's what we do. I can't tell you how many times I've utilized that strategy, and I was able to walk away with more HMS products up front than any other product because it has value. And when you create value at the table by showing them what this can do for them, I guarantee you're going to have a client for life. And it's as simple as that. Final expense is no different. Find something within their budget, offer them different options, and lead from the front with it. Those are some of the basic things I think we can all get better at. Lead with simplified issue, like I said. Avoid fully underwritten by any means necessary, and go from there. Family first, I want to thank you for the opportunity, for allowing me to share some of my in-home process, a little bit about my background. Shawn Meaike, thank you so much for Family First Life. Thank you to everybody who's leading from the front, and I hope you guys have a good one.